Good morning, everyone, and welcome on back into the channel. Thank you so much for being here, for clicking on the video. And you already know what time it is. It's time to wake up, or maybe you're already awake. Maybe it's time to get up, get to where you're going, or maybe it's time to get down with some talk. We're going to move on into the next track here on Laughingstock, which is Taphead, which just makes me think this is about drinking beer straight from the tap. Who knows? I'm not a beer person. I've tried so many times, so many times with different types of beer, different I don't know, what are the different bodies of beer? Is that what people call them? Like the IPAs, the lagers, I don't know, whatever you guys call them. I've tried so many different types and it just doesn't work for me. But what does work for me is some Laughingstock. So let's move on into the next track, Taphead. Let's go. It's also open side 2 of the album. Forgot to mention that.
Still to rise beyond the tide.
Interesting development of this track. Okay. Taphead. Taphead, in my opinion, opens up side two with so far Laughingstock's most experimental track at this particular point. But what a lesson in restrained development. Actually, let me add another word in there: restrained and organic development. Beginning with that simple riff, very lonesome, very isolated, very solitary. Hollis comes in on top of it, they sing for just a moment, and then there's this really interesting change where the riff begins to like change in the sense of it sounds like there was a moment where they said, hold on, let's try that again. And they stopped it, kind of messed around for like a quick second, kind of fiddled with everything, and then they started again, back into it, right? Then you have, of course, the keys that begin to drift upwards from the back. Okay. Giving a little bit of that natural lighting into the music. Sure, we've heard this before. And then we descend into the perfect sound of beautiful dissonance, because with all the horns and different layers that come in, it becomes very dissonant, very quietly chaotic, but at the same time there's still a melody in there, there's still a beauty in there. And then from that clutter, then out of nowhere we get the drum beat and the bass groove, and you're like, wait, I didn't realize there was a groove in this whole thing in the first place. It just sounded like this beautiful disaster, to quote 311. But then that drum and the bass come in and provide rhythm to the chaos. And you just sit there, or at least I sit here for a second, I'm like, wait, this was controlled chaos the whole time. There was some thought put into this. This wasn't random. I know it wasn't random. I'm just explaining. You know what I mean? And then once again, we kind of descend at the end here. This was a really interesting track, just structure-wise, just because of what I was hearing and experiencing, what I explained. It just felt like a really interesting track, the way that it progressed, and then, in a sense, I guess you could say regressed at the end there. This was really, really cool. And as an opening to side two of the album, like I said, I think it's the most experimental track that we've heard yet, but still obviously very good, but definitely different, I would say. When do you know, you know you know, you know you learn? Do you die in sin, born again, with will to win and wander climb, through needle neck to consent? When do you know, you know you know, arrive at spring once again, and still to rise beyond the tide? On the mortal track, fretful or fair, by straw, by strap, toughening tear, dust to dust consume, for what is worth upon me, naissant, naissant, which I'm assuming is French, maybe? No, it says nascent means a coming of an existence. Perhaps this taphead does die in sin to be born again, with the promise of becoming a saint? The word naissant has the same root as nascent, and naissant translates to process of birth. So this is about death, rebirth, being reborn again in some capacity. I don't know. The lyrics are just as cryptic as the music in a way. To be honest, let me know what you guys thought of it. You can let me know in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye.